38-year-old Belanley Federo, who's accused of fatally shooting 38-year-old Michael Asian and then stealing the victim's SUV, which had his toddler son inside who died from heat exposure, was granted bond in court on Thursday. Belanley has been charged with 2 counts of murder, as well as tampering with evidence. At around 1:46 p.m. on the 20th of September, officers responded to reports of a shooting outside a strip centre on the corner of El Camino del Rey Street and Chimney Rock Road. The authorities said that Michael was getting gas at a fuel station when the suspect approached him at the pumps. It's reported that both men worked as security guards and Belanley worked for Michael. The two got into a heated argument over money that Michael owed him. Belanley shot Michael and fled the scene in the victim's black SUV, with Michael's 2-year-old son Micah still in the vehicle. Belanley was identified as the suspect, as it was captured on surveillance footage going into the convenience store, as well as during the shooting incident. While police were investigating the deadly shooting, at 6:36 p.m. that evening, they received a call from a woman who reported her child and husband missing. The police said the woman gave a description which matched the victim, which then prompted a search for the missing boy. Within 30 minutes, police found the family's SUV abandoned in the 5900 block of Elm Street, with the boy unresponsive in the back seat with temperatures reaching 90 degrees Fahrenheit. The windows were wound up and the doors were locked, so they smashed the window to get the toddler out. Paramedics immediately began life-saving measures, but the toddler was pronounced dead at the scene. The following morning at just before 5 a.m, Belanley was located at an apartment complex and he was arrested. On the 22nd of September, Belanley admitted before a judge that he had known Michael for about 30 years and even used the victim's home address to receive mail. He told the judge that the argument started from Michael owing him money. Belanley admitted he had incriminating text messages between him and Michael, detailing disagreement about money, which he deleted after killing Michael. While a motion had been filed to deny bond in this case, the suspect was granted $750,000 bond for each of the murder charges, and a $50,000 bond for tampering with evidence, totaling $1,550,000. According to Belanley's attorney, the suspect worked 3 jobs to support a child, earning $15,000 a year. His bond conditions do not allow for Belanley to have contact with any of Michael's family members or any witnesses. He must stay at least 200 feet from where any members of the family live or work. The judge has ordered him not to consume any drugs or alcohol, and he must stay within the limits of Harris County. Michael is survived by his wife and 2 other children, one 5 years old and the other just 1 week old. A murder investigation is underway after the body of 39-year-old Jennifer Bede was found inside a suitcase in a hiking area of the desert. A woman made the discovery in the early morning hours of the 17th of September, while she was on a usual bike ride near Ashley Hills Drive and 40th Street in Cave Creek, Arizona, roughly 35 miles from Phoenix. She was about 100 yards from the main road along a public trail when she spotted a suitcase that looked like junk that was left out in the desert. Upon closer inspection, she saw a head sticking over the suitcase that looked wet and covered in blood, and she noticed what she believed was a leg or a knee coming out, and she contacted the authorities. At around 6:45 a.m, officers arrived at the scene. The following day, the body was identified as belonging to Jennifer Bede. Residents of the area said the trail was highly trafficked, so the body couldn't have been there for very long. Rogelio Contreras, a friend of Jennifer, said he had no idea what led to such a horrible death. She was one of my best friends, and we'd been through a lot and we'd been friends for over 25 years. She has 3 kids and they love her very much. She was a kind person and had a little hard shell, he said. The investigation remains ongoing, and the police have asked for anyone with information regarding the case to come forward. A couple enticed an intellectually disabled boy with free drugs to their home before filming themselves sexually abusing him over a period of at least 5 years. On the 16th of September, 50-year-old Paul Bamforth appeared in the Gosford Court in New South Wales, Australia, and pleaded guilty to 65 charges, including 21 charges of aggravated sexual intercourse between 2016 and 2021, when the boy was aged 12 to 16. He came after his 49-year-old wife Julia Ann Bamforth pleaded guilty to 67 charges, including 13 counts of aggravated sexual intercourse and 14 counts of intentionally sexually touching a child. The couple were only caught after police raided their home in Narara while searching for drugs and weapons, uncovering videos of child abuse. The court heard an officer then interview the victim. He said he was a young child when he first met the couple. He told investigators how he'd be invited to the couple's house on false pretenses, but every time it was to have sex with his wife. But I didn't want to, but I had to, he said. The victim also said I used to get free pot, free ice, free MDMA off him to do that, to Rudy's wife. On the 26th of February last year, the police conducted a search of the couple's home, where they seized a number of items including a zombie sword, testosterone and a mobile phone. After the couple were arrested, a neighbour was house cleaning when she discovered 5 computer hard drives in the shoe cupboard under some rubbish. She then found another 2 taped to the underside of the bedside table, with police finding the disturbing sexual abuse carried out by the couple. Police also uncovered numerous text messages between the couple, which revealed how they would plan to abuse the boy. During these exchanges, it was clear that the co-offenders are aware of the cognitive impairment of the victim and refer to him as the retard, court documents revealed. The authorities also found about 300 stories written by the offenders in the notes function of the iPhone 11, dating back to 2016. The stories, some up to 2,500 words, detail their sexual offences and fantasies. The contents of these notes also include numerous sexual encounters with the victim and another young person. One story details a fantasy of both, to take in homeless and deserted children to offend against, and the discussion of kidnapping children to satisfy their sexual urges and fantasies. Paul and Julie are due to be sentenced on the 29th of September.